And look, there's a sign up there to Chelmer Village. I wonder how many people cycle from Chelmer Village. Have you cycled from Chelmer Village, sir?
No, I've cycled from North East Scotland.
North East Scotland in one day?
Not in one day, this is my 15th day.
Wow, are you heading for Land's End, sir?
Now I'm heading for Cutty Sark, which is my termination point of Route 1. So I started in Tame and then I finished Cutty Sark.
You're going to become famous now. I'm one of the Cycle Chelmsford contributors on Facebook page. If you go to Cycle Chelmsford tonight, I'm going to feature you. Would you like to reveal your name?
My name's Stuart.
It would be, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Are you Scottish?
No, I am not.
Ah.
And I live in Wales.
Yaki da to you.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit more about your trip and your bike. It looks... Are you sleeping in a bivouac with it?
I am self-contained. I have a tent.
Yes.
And everything that I need. But the weather has been really atrocious.
Right.
So unfortunately, I had to resort to Premier Inns, even a shed for 2 nights.
I thought you said you had to resort to prayer.
No, Premier Inns. So yeah, and I'm just going to recheck my route now, and I'm going to stay in Tottenham tonight, hopefully, and
up the Spurs.
Finish tomorrow.
Wonderful. Tell us a bit more about your adventure. Why are you doing this?
Well, 7 years ago I did Land's End to John O'Groats. I thought that was too easy, so I decided to do Land's End to Snowdon. Took a mountain bike up Snowdon and repeated in Scafell and Ben Nevis. So that was 7 years ago. I was just looking to do just one more adventure.
You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Absolutely. And Route 1 is exactly that. It takes you all over the place.
I've done Scafell with a good wife, walking with 2 sticks each. Right. But it was quite simple, but so you come to a sort of plateau kind of place, don't you, when you go up there. It seemed, if I remember rightly, to be sort of blackish material, different, not sort of mountain rock, black.
Right.
And I remember as we got to that semi-plateau just before the peak, a terrific thunderstorm came over and we were driven back.
Right.
But yeah.
It's the hardest of the peaks that I did because the weather was atrocious.
You went up with your bike, obviously.
I took a mountain bike up there, yes.
MTB. What's this called? Tell us a bit more about this splendid machine.
Well, this is a Cannondale CAD-X cross bike.
Crossed with what?
It's meant for cross racing.
Oh, right.
So it's not a gravel bike, but it's not a road bike. It's just a sort of in between.
Which you can take on either.
Yeah, it's quite happy to take the rough stuff. Believe you me, there's a lot of rough stuff on Route 1.
Tell us a bit about your health and what you do for training. You keep fit.
I do Audax. So I do long distance Audax rides, 100s, 200s, 300s, and I completed my first 400 this year. But really, my training is the ride that I'm on for the next ride, if you see what I mean.
So are you going international?
No.
You draw the line at the English Channel?
Absolutely, yes.
What about the north of Scotland?
The north of Scotland.
And the Hebrides?
No, too many midges. I bought midge nets and all sorts with me.
Well, you're really betting on this sport. Tell me a bit about what you've packed here. Let's have a talk through. What's this?
Okay, so in there is basically wet weather gear that I may need, like now. Here is basically spare kit, spare bottoms, folding shoes. I've got some spare ties in there. But my sleeping bag takes up quite a bit of the extra room.
It looks pretty neat sleeping bag.
It's an Outkit 3 seasons. And in here is a tent.
Hang on, shouldn't it be 4 seasons? Why is it only 3?
Because I couldn't afford all 4 seasons. And I ain't going out in January, February or March.
Right.
And in here I have a tent, a footprint, and a sleeping pad. And I also have a spare tyre in there and a couple of tubes.
spare time. What's all this equipment here?
Okay, this is my Garmin navigation. It's partly solar powered, so it gives me a little bit of extra.
Especially on a day like today.
Especially on a day like today, just my normal exposure light. I have a backup battery in here, which I'm using on the Garmin because I don't want to run out of power. I have backup light, I have backup battery for that, so I got plenty of front light, and and just the tally, just a cat eye computer.
I remember bikes that when you turned the wheels, they powered lights. Is that old-fashioned? Is it just solar? They don't make things that you can put on there that twirl round on the side of the wheel? You must remember them.
A lot of Audaxes still use dynamo lighting.
Dynamo, that's what it's called.
Yeah, especially for the long.
You use both, because obviously when you stop, they sort of, or were used to stop. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't go down that route. No, I have no solar.
What about punctures? How are you equipped for that?
Okay, what I've actually done is I've actually put slime tubes in these wheels. They help protect me against little nicks and what have you. I think I had my first puncture on my second day, which was a bit disappointing, and I also found that my pump had fallen apart. So I had to do a pump rebuild, and this was somewhere between up north of Aberdeen somewhere, and it was exceedingly hot. It was 29 degrees. So I was a bit peeved with that. It did mean going and purchasing a new pump. I never found out why the tyre went down, because I've actually put the tube back in, and touch wood, it's been there.
Wonderful. So you're heading now for Tottenham?
Yes, I have an aunt in Tottenham, and I'm going to spend the night there.
Well, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and we'll meet in Wales.
We'll meet in Wales if you're ever in Pembrokeshire.
Thank you very much for your interview. This will be on Cycle Chelmsford Facebook page. I think you have to just tick off and be a member to get on it, but there shouldn't be any problem. Okay. That should be on there, let's say 9-10 o'clock. I'll make it a bit later than it would be, but yeah, or tomorrow, anytime you can get onto Cycle Chelmsford.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Stuart. God bless and keep safe.
Thank you very much.
On your bike then.
Okay. No, I've got a programme. No, we have to do the programming.
I'm coming to watch.
Yeah, so basically I've programmed all my routes. That's what I've just done today. I was up in Ipswich. I'm now here. So I go into my navigation, I go into my courses. Here are all the courses: Redcar to Bridlington, Bridlington to Humber Bridge. This is how I've done it. So I am now looking for my next. These are all my routes that I've done.
Okay, so what are you looking for? This one?
I am actually looking for Chelmsford.
I've got some more questions, so don't rush.
Okay. So there's there. Sometimes it's hard. So that's 20. I'm looking for 19 because it's not wholly. Let's be up here somewhere.
This isn't a sprint.
So there we go. So Chelmsford, C4 to Tottenham, 70 kilometres, 310 metres of climbing. I click on it, it's loading the course. I want to ride it.
It looks like L shape.
And there I plotted to this point here for the start of this next section.
Whoa, whoa. You sound like you've got an engineer or mathematician's brain, am I right?
I was an engineer, yes.
I thought so.
So my total for the day is going to be about 180 kilometres. So it's quite a big day for me today.
How do you avoid accidents with motor vehicles? I mean, you're obviously don't go on motorways, but the most dangerous roads are the country lanes with the high hedges where they're blind corners and cars can come up behind you at 60 miles an hour and knock you down. How do you avoid them? Do you take country paths or do you just hope that...
You're in the lap of the gods, but the Audax is very good and not the Audax. The Route 1 is very good. It does send you on all sorts of paths, and some of the lanes are so small that even normal motorists could actually do 60 miles an hour on them. So in the main, 99.9% of the motorists give you respect, especially if you're loaded like I am.
And you're fully lit.
It only takes one.
Yes.
But yeah. In fact, the only incident I've had today is actually with a fisherman who had his fishing pole right across the track, and I never saw it on a canal path.
Wow. Did you get caught with the hook, or you?
No, it was just the pole going right across the.
Right.
Going right across the.
Right.
The path.
Well, let's hope he chooses another perch. Boom, boom.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, and top of the morning to you. Top of the afternoon to you. What time is it now, Stuart?
It is 5 minutes to 2.
And what day are we?
It's a Friday.
Good.
About the 22nd, isn't it?
Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers. See you again, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye for now.